Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Soul Dive Tarot. Today we'll be looking at what blocks are preventing you from achieving your goals and what do you need to do to achieve your goals. So first we'll be getting out some oracle cards on what obstacles or delays are you experiencing. Then we'll be looking at some tarot cards on how to overcome these obstacles, delays, anything that's just preventing you from achieving your goal. And that's whatever your goal may be. It may be with a work promotion or finding love or just whatever your goal is. This reading will tell you what is preventing you and how to overcome this. So this is a reading that I've done recently for myself, and it was really interesting and really insightful. So we have 3 piles here. This is pile 1 with the Medallion card. And the the rose quartz crystal ball. Pile 2 is the Kairos card. With the lapis lazuli crystal. And then pile 3 we have the Underworld card. With the amethyst crystal. So you can choose which pile that you feel drawn to. Please use your intuition and your gut feeling to choose which one of these piles you feel strongly drawn to. You can use the image of each of these cards, or you can use the crystals shown as sort of a guide to where your intuition is pulling you to. And once you have chosen your piles, you can see the timestamps in the description box below. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, the link will be in the description box below. So I'll see you all in your reading. Bye! Hello Pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Medallion card and the rose quartz crystal ball, this is your reading. So today we'll be looking at what blocks are preventing you from achieving your goals, and what do you need to do in order to achieve your goals. So first we'll be looking at what are these obstacles and delays you are experiencing, and then we'll go over how to overcome these. So the first 2 oracle cards you actually got 2. You have the Medallion and the Maiden. Let me just put this aside. We'll get out some more oracle cards. So pile 1. We have the self-love card. What obstacles or delays are you experiencing now? nearing completion. Repairing the damage. Let me just get a few more cards out for you from the Moonology deck. What obstacles or delays are you experiencing? Work through your fears. Interesting. This looks like you feel that you are inexperienced, or that you don't have enough information to move forward, or you don't have enough skill to move forward. The obstacles and delays you're experiencing does feel like it's coming from within you, from sort of a perfectionistic tendency, or a tendency to view the situation as more difficult than it is, because you don't feel like you deserve to move forward. You don't feel like you deserve the reward at the end. You feel inexperienced. You feel like you don't have enough resources, enough talents, enough whatever it may be. I am getting that you may have had critical parents when you grew up, or you may have had relationships where they were overly critical of you, or you may be in a relationship like that now. But whatever it is, it became part of yourself, and the way that you talk to yourself, and the way that you view yourself. You're very critical. You're obsessed with, in your path now, you're cleaning up things that don't matter. Like, the point is not to get everything spotless, but it's to move forward, and you're sort of distracted on cleaning up a few things and perfecting a few things, like details, and not on moving forward. Yeah, when I read the changing lines for these two cards from the Visionary I Ching Oracle deck, I saw a lot of probably obsession with the past, with overly repairing the damage with this card here. And this card nearing completion is saying that you can start, you have everything you need to start to move forward and complete this journey. But it appears that there's a lot of fears and negative self-talk that's preventing you, and also perfectionistic tendencies. So another fear that you may have is, once you reach the top, the other side of the mountain is a complete mystery to you. That's what was described in nearing completion. So there is a side of you that is sort of afraid of what comes next, or you feel like you do not deserve this success. There's a lot of things that you feel like you need to have first, that things that you need to do first in order to move forward. You're preventing yourself from moving forward because of this. With the Medallion card, I'm interpreting it as you're waiting for that special thing to sort of make you feel like you deserve to move forward, make you feel like you deserve success. you feel a little bit inexperienced, and this may have been something from your childhood where you never felt like you could do things on your own. You felt like you always had to ask. You felt like you always needed guidance from parents. Maybe they were just overbearing or just very critical of you. And this critical self-talk, this negative self-talk became part of who you are in your mind. Yep. There's a few things that you are afraid of, so a lot of your obstacles are coming from you. I mean, deep, or if you take it all the way back in time, maybe it came from a negative like relationship, toxic relationship, friendship, something like that, and then even further it may have come from your childhood. So these are big obstacles, but ultimately the only thing in your way is you. So the biggest obstacle is you not facing through these fears and this perfectionistic tendency, or this feeling that you are stuck in the past. Like you may have some emotions stuck inside you that need to be released. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing some emotions with the self-love card. Alright, I'm going to get out cards now for how do you overcome these obstacles. So let's see what tarot cards you got. How do you overcome these obstacles? You have the Two of Cups. We have the Justice card. The Four of Cups. Yep. You definitely felt judged. Yeah, let me just resituate these cards first for a moment. Alright, that's better. So I think definitely you have felt judged before, or you are judging yourself too harshly. It's almost like you're putting yourself through some trials. So I'm definitely seeing some confirmation here, but how you overcome this is actually, you got some interesting cards. So you do need to bring more love into the situation, but I think you actually have to integrate this part of you that is sort of perfectionist or judgmental. I think you actually, it's interesting advice here. It's saying that you need to look at the more positive sides of it. So you need to look at the positive manifestations of this and integrate that. So, for example, instead of being judgmental to yourself if you make a little mistake or something like that, instead think of the positive manifestations of upholding moral values or ethics, because in that regard it's sort of a positive thing to do. It's a good thing to uphold certain values in certain situations. So particularly with ethics and values, it's really good to sort of let out your perfectionistic side when it comes to that. And you need to sort of give it that avenue, like give it that you sort of need to express it in that way rather than in another way. It's better to express it in that way. It's like it gives it a place to be. So you might find yourself being less judgmental to yourself. Yeah, I mean, the human desire for perfection is something you can't get rid of. And I think your advice is telling you that there are some things it's sort of a good thing that you believe in sort of a perfect, for example, perfect love situation, divine love, divine ethics, these sort of things are a very healthy manifestation of this, because maybe there is a part of you that is, you need to actually accept this part of you that's a bit like, maybe another person will think it's a naive to believe in some sort of divine love. And this isn't relationship wise, this is like broad, this is bigger than that. But it's not naive, and it's actually really helpful. And it's helpful to bring that side of you and integrate it. So instead of pushing it away and trying to cut it out, try to integrate that side of you into a more positive manifestation. So I guess even the cards here, work through your fears, is this advice is giving me a new interpretation of the cards. I think you are a person who, you strive for perfection. I don't know if I'm making myself clear now. I'm seeing that perfection for you isn't just something beautiful, something perfect. It's also something quite divine, and you need to channel that into maybe, like I said, some sort of ethics or moral, spiritual beliefs. Like, I don't know if you've heard of core values, core beliefs. You can search them online and decide which values that you have. That's actually a really helpful thing to you with this advice. These advice cards are very unique. Definitely some interesting cards here, because this is surprising that something that is actually causing a bit of obstacles for you is something that you shouldn't get rid of, because it's adding shame. So I've already felt a bit of shame with the cards, shaming yourself, but if you shame this side of you, you're just doing the same thing. If you feel ashamed of it, it's just going to be the same cycle. So maybe that's why your advice is telling you to, instead of thinking of this side as bad, it's actually a positive thing. Give it a positive spin, give it a positive manifestation, give it a avenue to express itself, like put it into a part of your life where it can, run free and do its thing on its own. Yeah. Like, by having these, maybe it's also by having a bigger goal. You stop looking at the little details, maybe. You stop obsessing over little details. If your goal is to create something that makes people feel good. If this is a project you're working on that you feel obstacles in, for example, if it's to make people feel good, heal people, focus on that bigger goal, that goal of compassion or connection, or focusing on that bigger goal it may distract you from obsessing over little details. Yeah. Maybe you also feel like you have to get into the detailed work because you feel like you're not ready. But these advice cards are saying, yes, you are ready. In fact, you don't need to know that much, because if your core values are aligning in your work, it will show like in the result. So if this is a project, or if this is about your career, your work, or a relationship, the intention, the emotion, and the overall goal is more important than little details or little efforts or memorizing facts, or I don't know, that will apply to whoever it needs to apply to, but or just feeling like you know every little detail about the situation or the topic or whatever you're studying or working on. The intention is more important. The emotion, the intention, and the overall thing that you want to achieve is more important than finding that special thing that's going to push you forward. Yeah. And these cards are interesting because the Four of Cups, he's actually meditating under a tree, you could say. So, you know, what meditation teaches us is that our thoughts are not as important as we think they are. So even if you do have negative thoughts, it's not saying to ignore them, because in meditation you observe them, but you let them pass. So I think that the advice here is to let these negative thoughts pass and stay focused on your goal, because fighting them will only make them stronger, or shaming yourself for having a negative thought, or, you know, getting obsessed with these details and perfectionistic tendencies with your thoughts and your behavior is only going to lead to more shame. It's going to lead to shaming yourself more. So I think that's the advice for you today. That was a very interesting reading. I hope you enjoyed your reading, Pile 1. And if you would like to support my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the reading in the comments section below. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, the link will be in the description box below. So I hope you enjoyed your reading. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Kairos card and the lapis lazuli crystal, this is your reading. Today we'll be looking at what blocks are preventing you from achieving your goals, and what do you need to do in order to achieve your goals. So first we're going to be looking at what obstacles or delays are you experiencing, and then how to overcome them. So you got the Kairos card to begin. Just moving this aside. And let's get out your oracle cards now. So what obstacles or delays are you experiencing right now? Creativity. Maybe we'll get one more. Divine timing. So you have two cards about timing. You have two indications of timing, but we'll see what it means soon. Let's get out your oracle cards. Some more cards. So you have keeping still, and extended family. Wow. And from the Moonology Oracle deck, what obstacles or delays are you experiencing? Confidence is key to success. New moon in Leo. So confidence is your key to success. Okay, interesting. I'm already seeing a few things, but I am going to take a moment to reflect a little on your cards and read from the Ching guidebook for these two cards and read a bit about the changing lines. So what I'm getting from your cards is maybe you are not sure what you are supposed to be doing now, and that's sort of giving you a bit of making you feel a little anxious, because I think you're resting a lot, and I think you don't realize that this is needed at the moment. You're feeling like you should do more, but there's too many cards that are telling me that you need this rest and relaxation. You're seeing it as an obstacle. You're seeing it as an issue, like wasting time, or not having enough time, or not knowing what to do in this specific time in whatever you're inquiring about, whatever obstacles you are seeing, whether it be work or a project. You're seeing wasting time sort of you're seeing yourself as wasting time. The obstacle with you is you feel like you should be doing more. You feel like you are relaxing too much. And I will bet that you are just naturally a creative person. You are naturally a person who needs rest and relaxation. That's just my guess, but we haven't gotten into the tarot cards, or maybe you are working on a creative project, I'm not sure, but whatever it is, you are in sort of a rest period where not much is happening, and you're seeing this as a bad thing. Yeah, you're seeing this as an obstacle for you. So the obstacle for you is you're not sure what to do now. You're not sure what action to take. You're sort of stuck in this state of not feeling like it's the right time. Not feeling like you have enough, or you're not feeling like you're ready to take that step forward. You haven't rested enough. You haven't reflected on the situation enough, or something like that. Yeah. There is something about also like talking about wanting to do something. So be careful with that. I saw that in the changing lines between these two cards. Be careful with talking about where you are in your project or what you're doing, or just talking about the struggles that you have. That's an additional advice. I think own it a little bit more, that you're in a rest period, you are taking a break, or things have slowed down. Maybe you are still working, but some sort of progress has slowed down. So like the numbers aren't going up quick enough or something like that. Something has really slowed down and you're being asked to be patient and to trust in this divine timing. So this is a very challenging time for you, because you are sort of forced to maybe even lack structure. With the extended family card, maybe you are lacking a bit of structure right now, because there is nothing that you can really do. It feels like nothing, but the only things that you can do are related to, you know, something very laid back work, you know, like creativity, something fun with the new moon in Leo, something that makes time pass very quickly. And the slow work, the slow, like structured, I'm not sure if this is something you've struggled with for life or with the extended family. I don't know. Maybe you've struggled with this for life. This is an obstacle and it's bigger than you. It's just who you are. But this frustration you have, this obstacle, this delay, like you have a significant delay right now. Like you thought maybe you were going to be achieving a lot by now, but you feel a significant delay because there's two cards about timing and keeping still as well. You are like forced to be in this state of almost indecision and just not knowing how to move forward. So I say forced because that's what these cards feel like. It feels like something beyond your control almost. You're just having a lot of delays moving forward. And the only thing that is working for you is resting and maybe some fun, some creativity, some movement, physically, something more spontaneous. Like planning things right now is a big obstacle. It's hard for you to plan things. It's hard for you to have that discipline side, that is more structured. So this is a big obstacle for you. I don't know if you felt this throughout your entire life with the extended family, because or maybe you've been waiting for this for a long time as well. There's just a lot of cards that maybe you've been waiting for this project to start for a long time, and you feel like it hasn't started, or maybe you started it but it hasn't. You're stuck now and you can't move forward, and you thought you would be sort of finished with this project by now, but it's taking longer than you thought. So it could be something like that, waiting for something a long time, or it could be this is simply how you work. We'll see with the tarot cards, because maybe for some of you, this is a general reading, so I am getting for quite a few of you, this is something that you were born with. You are more on the flexible side. You don't work well with too much difficult work, too much boredom you don't do well with, or things that you consider boring. Yeah. So maybe that's something that you don't do well with for some of you. For other people in this reading, maybe it's just a project that is taking longer than you thought, much longer than you thought. Try to integrate this rest period as progress. Try to see it as progress, as a mind refresh, something like that. That's advice that I'm already seeing. But let's get into your tarot cards and ask, how do you overcome this obstacle? So what do you need to do to overcome this obstacle to achieve your goals? So how do you overcome this obstacle? What's the advice here? You have the World card. You have Temperance. You have the Two of Wands. You have some really powerful advice cards. And 100% it's telling you that this is a necessary delay. This is a necessary period in your life. You need to be more accepting of this flow. You're in a transition state, so I wouldn't be surprised if you get some really good clarification, or just things clear up for you through resting. You're going to get a lot of information sort of from this. You're going to learn a lot from this period of rest, and it's actually going to be necessary for what's to come next. So it's going to give you fresher mind to approach problems and work, or whatever situation you are experiencing delays in. It really could be anything. This is a general reading, so apply this to your situation. But you are going to feel much clearer after this rest period. So it's definitely what I expected. This is something that you shouldn't fight. This is something that you shouldn't fight. For some of you, this is literally who you are. This is how you work. This is your productivity. To another person, they may think, oh, he's not doing anything. They're not working hard enough. Another person might think that, but the truth is you are. This is how you work. This is how you remain productive. And this rest period is crucial for you, because in a way you're not resting. Maybe the topic is still brewing in your mind. Yeah. These advice cards are saying, you've literally just come so far. Let yourself have this rest. With the Temperance card, you can see the path behind. You can see the mountain path behind them, and they're sort of pausing at the water. That's what I'm seeing for you. You've come a long way, and you should be proud of your progress. This obstacle is something that is not really, it's not an obstacle. You just need to change your mindset. So it's not a real obstacle. This is how you are, and you may be in a transition state,
and you're about to enter a time where you are approaching work in a fresh, new, or just a different way, like a more effective way than you thought before. So keep in mind that this period may be coming for you. And you needed this in-between rest because you don't realize this, but on some level you are transitioning to a new work period situation. Yeah. Your mind will be much clearer after this. You're going to know what to do moving forward. Things will be significantly clear for you. Much more clear for you. Okay, that is all I'm seeing for you, Pile 2. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. You can let me know what you thought of the reading in the comment section below. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, the link will be in the description box below. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.
Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Underworld card and the Amethyst crystal, this is your reading. Today we're going to be looking at what blocks are preventing you from achieving your goals and what do you need to do to achieve your goals. So first we'll be looking at all of the obstacles and delays you are experiencing and also then how to overcome these. So you got the Underworld card. I'm just going to move this aside. And we will be pulling out some more oracle cards. So what obstacles or delays are you experiencing? You have burden. Anger. Wow, already this looks really difficult. More difficult than other piles, so let's see what obstacles and delays are you experiencing. What obstacles or delays are you experiencing? You have mutual attraction. You have treading carefully. Okay, I'm just going to take a moment to situate the cards properly and to reflect on their meanings. I just forgot to add an extra oracle card from the Moonology deck. So here it is. What obstacle are you experiencing right now? Obstacles and delays. You have a new start is coming, a new moon. Okay. I'm definitely seeing that you are having a lot of difficulties and obstacles right now in your life. With the Underworld and treading carefully, it seems like things like your own mindset gets in the way, other people get in the way. There's just various different things that feel that they are getting in the way. So you have a lot of 10 numbers here as well. So I think that this is all happening to teach you to move forward into your own leadership, your own strength, because right now you are not feeling strong enough to handle certain things. It may be the case that right now you are not feeling strong enough, because there is actually a lot. I am seeing, for some of you, this is arguments with people. For some of you, this is dealing with intense negativity. So there is something about this situation that feels a little bit hopeless. It feels like you're just being tugged in different directions, and you're not making progress forward though. That's what it feels like. It feels like there's a lot of struggles that you need to face deep within you. This is probably for most people. It might manifest on the outside as issues with other people, issues with communication, but for a lot of you, this is internal fears that you have, deep-seated fear. This isn't just fears, this is like deep, I wouldn't say insecurity, but these feels like deep-rooted issues within you that need to be solved, because the Underworld card is quite a difficult card. And you feel like you're just being tugged along, and you're wondering when this difficult period will end. You're wondering if you'll ever get to your goal. So as I was reflecting on the cards, I did already see that with me, with the 10 number everywhere, and also with this card, New Moon, a new start is coming. Definitely I'm seeing that this period will end for you. And the thing with the anger card and the burden and treading carefully, these are all teaching you that to be strong, so to turn your traumas into something that gives you strength in life. So a huge new start is coming soon, and this is going to be a new beginning in terms of the way you handle challenges. Things, you'll have a lighter burden. I wonder if for a lot of you what you want is relationship oriented. It's this might not resonate for everyone, but for a lot of you, maybe relationship oriented, and you feel like there is a lot of obstacles in your way, either more peace in relationships or something like that. You would know what situation it is, because this is a general reading, and the obstacles that you feel are in your way are like a lot. So this could be the people, arguments with people, the people around you are sort of getting in your way, you're getting in your own way, the environment around you is not good enough, you don't have enough resources, you feel that you don't have enough to achieve your goals. So you feel like you're being put through so much trials right now, and you're facing a lot of darkness, a lot of fears. This reading, well, I'm not sure why, but I need to give you hope now in this section of the reading. I haven't even gotten to the tarot cards yet, but it's definitely saying that you are going to come out of this with a lot of strength. And there was something about that in some of these oracle cards about turning traumas into wisdom. So that's another thing. Turning your traumas into wisdom, turning your pain into strength. And these obstacles will just be easier to deal with once you reach this new start, this new beginning. These obstacles will be easier to deal with, and a lot of them will just disappear because maybe a lot of them weren't real obstacles. So in your current state of mind, things are very foggy, things are very chaotic. It is like you're not seeing things clearly, or you're being dragged here and there, and just you don't feel like you're moving forward though. You feel like you're just meeting challenge after challenge. So this is a very difficult energy here. This is very difficult. The Underworld card, it teaches us that we need to dive into the underworld to see the light. Because if this energy isn't faced, it's going to grow, it's going to get worse. And once you face this energy, this really tough, dark time, with a lot of obstacles, you are going to grow wiser and stronger from it. So yes, I'm seeing that for some of you, this has got to do with the people around you. You are holding their responsibilities too much, and then you have to hold your own weight as well. You have to focus on your issues and their issues too, or they're causing more issues. I don't know the exact details, but they feel like a huge obstacle to you getting what you want. With the anger card, it could represent you or another person's anger. It could be your fears as well. Yep, the card often talks about how fear is connected to anger. Yeah, you just feel like there's so much in your way right now. So the obstacles and delays are quite a bit. You have quite a bit of delays from getting you what you want. I wouldn't be surprised if what you want is relationship oriented, something like that. Either a new partner or more peace in your family dynamic, or in a friend group, something like that. And there's a lot of deeply rooted fears and some deeply rooted negativity in you that gets in the way, as well as what you perceive as your environment not being good enough or something like that. There's something that it's just making this so difficult for you. Yeah. So I will be getting out tarot cards on. Now we're going to be looking at how do you overcome these challenges and these difficulties. So what do you need to do to achieve your goals? How do you overcome these challenges and difficulties? How do you overcome these? You have the Lover's card. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you want a relationship and there's too many things getting in your way of that. That's for some of you. I will be interpreting that differently soon. So let's get out some more advice cards. So, how do you overcome these challenges? You have the Knight of Cups. Yep. You have the Knight of Cups, and then you have the Queen of Wands. Definitely seeing that this is a confidence issue for you. This is an issue of how highly you think of yourself. That you have some deeply rooted fears. As that's what I'm seeing now with these cards, because your advice is to focus on your strengths. You need to bring a bit of, you need to love yourself more. You need to bring more love into, like, start with the relationships that you have around you. If those are cultivating love, then if your goal is to have a relationship, you will attract that. But there needs to be more love around you. You could start with self-love, or you could start with the people who are close to you around you. How can you show more empathy and emotion and connection to them? Yeah. And then not just showing emotion, empathy, and so on, but also showing that to yourself and looking at your strengths. You need a bit of you need a bit of optimism. Even in the Queen of Wands, she's got the black cat below her. And I don't usually interpret it this way, but this almost feels like getting this underworld under control. So she's not optimistic because she's just ignoring her problems. She's faced the underworld, she's connected to the darkness too. But she chooses light. That's also what the Underworld card talks about. So it talks about how much strength it requires to journey through the underworld and come out into the light, and to choose the light instead. So the Queen of Wands, now I'm seeing that in her, and that's the type of energy that you need to have. She's also very confident, social, optimistic. And now I'm seeing it's not because this is how she is. She's learned to be this way. You need to be someone who's learned to be this way from the difficulties that you've experienced, from the challenges that you're experiencing. Yep. You don't, because of these advice cards, I'm seeing that you don't feel loved. Whatever your goal is, whatever it is you're trying to achieve, the obstacle is that you don't feel loved as well. So that goes for everyone, because this is a general reading, but that goes for everyone, no matter what circumstance or goal you have. You don't feel loved, and that's a big obstacle. You need to find a way to feel loved and connected. You have the mutual attraction and you have the Lover's card. There needs to be a reconciling of differences between either yourself, perhaps you have two different sides of you that needs to reconcile with each other, because these are depicting two opposites with mutual attraction. These are two opposites that come together. So either something needs to reconcile a relationship or a relationship with yourself. Differences need to come together. The light and the dark needs to come together in order to solve this, in order to overcome these challenges. And you need to you need to love yourself more. You need to see your strengths. You need to first decide what you love about yourself, What's something that you feel makes you charming? Because the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Wands, they're very charming and sociable. So you need to first decide what you like about yourself, what you love about yourself. You need to first decide on that. Don't wait for someone else. But yes, it's true that if you have conflicts within relationships, this needs to be solved. The differences between you two need to be solved. And not just that, not just the differences. Your inner feelings and thoughts need to be expressed with the Knight of Cups. He brings a message of his emotions. The Knight are messages. And he's holding a cup. The cup is his emotions. So you need to accurately describe how you feel. So you need to accurately express your feelings to someone. Someone needs to know, someone needs to, and this needs to be a genuine, empathetic conversation. Because the Knight of Cups, he doesn't lie. He expresses his emotions in the moment. So more to solve this issue, yes, you need to focus a bit on the more loving sides. You need to soften this issue and approach it with empathy and emotions, and you need to choose the light. Maybe you've been walking through the underworld for too long. You've learnt about darker sides of things. You've learnt enough, and maybe it's time for you to turn to lighter things. Yeah. So that's your advice cards. Of course, an additional message within the first portion of the reading was that you will overcome this. So I think you shouldn't worry too much. Any small step is good. So any step you take to reach out and to foster empathy. So any step you take to create empathy within your social groups or something like that, or to appreciate yourself. You know, anytime you overcome something, do you show gratitude? Try to show gratitude to yourself. Try to thank yourself and appreciate your strength of moving forward through these challenges. For some of you, an additional message may be that you need to express yourself more. That might be through conversations, talking to people, or talking about how you feel, or it might be through the way that you dress, or something like that. You need to express yourself more. You need to let people know, this is who I am. That requires a lot of strength as well. And I was seeing very soon you're going to step into your strength. You're going to step into more of a leadership role. You're going to feel more in control. So, and with the card A New Start is coming, that's very, very clear that these things will clear up. These obstacles will clear up. And what you need is to assert yourself a little bit more. That's for some of you. You need to start asserting yourself a little bit more. And starting with little things, like just letting people know who you are. You'll know how that applies to your situation, because yeah, these are quite a few obstacles that you had. You may even find in this state, if you apply these advice, you may find that you enter a state where these obstacles don't feel so big anymore. They feel small and easy to solve. So I know that might be hard to picture in your state, but it is definitely possible. So I think that is all I have for your reading, Pile 3. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and best of luck in this situation. If you enjoyed your reading, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, the link will be in the description box below. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye!